And we are back with the latest questions from our investors for RSHN. What's the latest news for RSHN?
I think we've just been giving plenty of it this morning. I don't want to come across as too excited, but I'm excited. And as we move forward with news and future dates, I believe you'll be just as excited as we will be. I hope that answers that question.
Good enough. All right. What are we and what are we depending on to turn this company upward?
Again, we talked about that earlier. As we get involved with GRPS and become the marketing arm of GRPS, and we introduce the products which will help move our company forward. As Dr. Goulding said earlier, it was really hard without any assets, any income to move forward. We believe we've got that, and stay tuned for future news.
Where can the products be purchased?
Of course, the products aren't quite out there, but the products are the most important part of this, and I haven't gotten into detail about this, but I need to. So the development of these products has been a compilation of 3 decades worth of experience in herbals, the development of herbal products, the effect of herbal products on the individual, on patients, as far as symptoms, etc., are concerned. The extraction of these herbals is crucial. Where it's done, on what particular part of the plant, how much to take out, what kind of extraction is needed. Then the compilation of the herbal products into one entity that can be consumed readily. And then the integration of some of the newer technologies that we have available, such as nanotechnology, which can make the consumption of the herbal products even better. But we have basically formulated products that are made from herbs that are not pharmaceuticals, that our intent is to take the place of or augment things that are currently on the market that are toxic. So that is the focus of the company. CBD will be added as needed to this, or some of the rarer cannabinoids of this, to make it that much more efficacious.
Rick, I think at this point, I wish we could mention his name, but we'll be bringing on board a gentleman with an incredible resume who has spent his last 25 to 30 years in herbals and is widely recognized in the industry. And he is ready and willing to become part of our team. So stay tuned for that one.
Considering the STNT acquisition of New Earth, STNT's business plans were in play from July 2019, including GRPS and RSHN negotiations. Why stop drops, and why the RS scramble?
Well, stop drops has nothing to do with STNT. But so stop drops was going to acquire Rshn. That just didn't happen. But I love the product. Stop Drops is an incredible product. It basically is the only, herbal formula to prevent people from smoking. So I love it. We are still working with them on a number of different things, but they did not acquire Rshn. Part of what they wanted to do was do a reverse split, which got everybody all angry, but we're not doing that anymore. So Rshn is back in business. We're going to make it up to date very shortly with financials, etc.
If we go current on the OTC, will it be a reverse split or cancellation of shares?
So again, once more on the reverse split, we have no intention of doing a reverse split at this point. At some point in time, would we consider it? I don't know. It wouldn't be my foremost plan to go to NASDAQ, but at some point in time, if indeed we have the assets in the company and it makes some sort of viable sense to become a NASDAQ type company, then it's certainly something that I would listen to the experts.
Actually, what Rick just said, listening to the experts is the really viable part there. No plans right now. We'll listen to the expert, and if it's viable for our stockholders in the future, we will look into everything that we can to drive the company, but just not at this point in time.
What happened to the 500-acre hemp deal in Texas?
It was more than 500 acres. That is part of the grant initiative. It's ongoing, so hopefully that will still happen.
Some would like to see share cancellation and stock buyback, or is there going to be a RS in the future? Which share?
So basically, buyback of shares, etc. Again, you need capital to do that. I think it's a great idea. So it's possible in the future. I would love to purchase a lot of the outstanding shares that are out there. We'll see if we can make that happen at some point.
What is the status of the joint venture with Apple Rush for blueberry apple CBD?
So we started. This is interesting because the FDA has been very, very hard to read as far as the CBD additives to foods. So now it's become clear that they don't classify CBD as an additive or a food additive. In fact, it's still unclassified. But some people are making drinks with CBD. We backed off from that until it's become clear as to why. So all of the endeavors, all of the effort I put into that, I've tabled. We did at one point help Apple Rush concoct a drink using CBD. We bought them the product, etc. But nothing came of that as far as our company is concerned.
What is Vet Health?
Vet Health is one of our grant initiatives. It basically is predicated on something that we're actively pursuing now with two Army bases. And the idea is to use our nutraceuticals to help veterans overcome a number of their problems that are common to vets, and to basically institute wellness care into veterans in the surrounding area of the two facilities, and then to have a proven entity to take to the rest of the VA hospital. It would utilize our products, and our products are meant to be approximately 90% of the reason that patients are coming in to see physicians, and particularly veterans coming into the VA hospital.
What is HHS?
What is HHS?
It's a good question. I mean, some of the questions that we're going to have, we're going to really try. But as they've outlined them here today, if we're stumped, don't have an answer, all we can do is get back to you.
What happened to doing a 1A offering?
I don't know what a 1A offering is, but we're going to have another public offering right after the Form 1A is filed, and that now we have all the financials ready, so that should be up shortly.
What is the status of Rshnn's pledge for an order of 1 meal?
I'm sorry, Rshn? So Rshn is a company that I invested in. Basically, we anticipate doing something with them in the future, but they have a very unique product. We are actually working on a marketing plan for them now and possibly importing their product into this country.
Rick, I think it's important to say right here is, you might have heard Rick say he invested with his money, and it's his money that he is hoping is going to help RushNet move forward. And there is nothing happening with any assets or lack of with RushNet. So Rick is taking his time, his money to help move our company forward. And please pay attention to that. And sometimes I've got to challenge him. Rick, let's go a little slower, but he's all in.
What is the status of Bella Buds?
So Bella Buds, we did not distance ourselves from that company. They went on their own way. Some of the endeavors that we started doing were predicated on an earlier funding source which we've not yet been able to do, mostly because some of the initial endeavors didn't come through. We need a very strong platform for an IPO. We need to prove to the public that we have something solid, we have solid personnel, and frankly, that is here. I think it's imminent. So hopefully in the next 3 to 4 months we'll have that IPO. And that's important because the investors who invested long before I ever came on board, they'll be allowed an opportunity to invest money pre-IPO at a significant discount to the IPO price. So that's going to really help our company and the investors, I think, in the long run.
Let's just not get ahead of ourselves at this point in time, though.
That wouldn't be a first, would it?
No, it would not.
What is the status of Hemp Hub?
Hemp Hub was a concept that we have distanced ourselves from, but basically it was a computer software program for hemp.
What is the status of Buddy App?
Buddy App? I don't know what Buddy App is.
I'm stuck on that one too, Rick, so I can't help you on that one.
I think that was part of the hemp app.
What is the status of Great Rate Freight?
So Great Rate Freight is an ongoing initiative with our government apps. We have distanced ourselves from the initial person involved with that for a number of reasons, but it's still an app. It's still an application through the government. So large, 3 of them actually, through the government. We are still awaiting news on that. If it happens, we'll pursue that as part of the company. It probably won't be under the same name.
What is the status of Cow City Concentrates?
That's no longer.
86. It's called in the restaurant
As far as
business.
I know.
That was 86th.
What is the status of Investment Partner Holdings and how does it help RSHN?
I don't know who that is.
Why was Bob Haney's name signed as chairman on the RS filings?
I've gone over that. Bob Haney was basically the principal behind Stop Drops, and that deal is not happening. However, we intend to pursue some of the marketing with him. I really do like the product.
When will the name of the company be changed back to Rushnet?
Well, it's something we just haven't done yet. We were even considering possibility of a name change of Rushnet, but that's in the future, so we'll decide on that shortly.
When will we see a new revised professional website for RSHN?
The website is up. Once we have stuff to put on there, i.e. the products, the marketing plan, etc., that we want to release it, then we will upgrade the site. Currently, it's just pretty much occupying space. Hopefully, we'll address that a little bit more shortly. Yeah, there's one of me, so and websites are not my forte. So I'm really trying to get the structure of the company, solid products, etc. The website, to me, you don't want fluff. I want stuff inside of it.
That's all part of that initiative for funding and for bringing in the personnel. And once we have something, as Dr. Goulding had to say, once we have something really pertinent to say and get it out there, that's where the website will really come in handy.
What is the current CBD industry status?
So what's the status of CBD today? It's whatever the FDA decides, right? And the FDA, it's tough. It's tough reading them. It's hard to get a drug through the FDA. It's almost impossible to get some statement from the FDA about herbals. CBD, they don't even have a category for it. So we have a platform for CBD. I knew CBD was going to be a mess in the last couple of years, and it is. Nobody knows what product to buy. Nobody knows how much to take. Nobody knows what kind of CBD to use. We're going to make that all crystal clear with our marketing platform, and we are going to use the best of the plant. It might be rare cannabinoids, i.e. CBN, CBG, as part of an augment, and it can be CBG as well. But right now, I wouldn't put money behind putting it in foodstuffs because we don't know how that's going to pan out.
How much of RSHN's fortune is directly tied to and contingent upon the pending congressional guidelines?
Well, obviously, I made an attempt, as Mr. Deangelo knows, to cover all bases as far as financing is concerned. So where's the money going to come to create products, to make the products, to get the software up and running, et cetera, all sorts of things that we need to do.
Rick, I think it's right now. I mean, we're talking to folks that we believe can help us, whether they be in government or whether they be private industry. When we have someone that is willing to work with us, we'll make that announcement. But there's just nothing to report at this point in time.
Are there still banking issues with CBD products regarding credit card purchases?
Absolutely.
You cannot, remember, any marijuana in this cannot go through the banking system. That is why if you go to California, they have to take a load of cash with them.
If.
I should say Colorado. Yes.
If. Yes.
Are there any product taste issues associated with RSHN CBD products?
No.
What is the product distribution outlook?
We're going to be talking in the next 3-4 weeks. We'll make it very clear what the distribution platform is in part. Some of it will be laid out as it becomes apparent. Our marketing platforms, I think, are extremely unique. We have, I've already put money into creating a software for part of it, but the rest of it will be made public shortly.
I think at this point in time, it's saying that we really believe on what we're doing, that we're really looking into the future. We've looked at production costs. We're looking at doing the production and the facility and distribution ourselves. One of the gentlemen that we're talking to is an expert in quality control, and that's exactly what we're trying to bring to you all: the foresight of moving forward, not only for today but for tomorrow, on how we can best serve our investor community and move Rshn forward.
What are potential earning projections?
I'm not going to comment on that. We will be. I really want people to understand that the market is vast. That nutraceuticals is in the billions and billions of dollars. To get a piece of that is obviously our goal. We think we have reason to believe that our products are going to be superior to the vast number of nutraceuticals and herbals that are out there. And our marketing platform is going to help with that in a great way.
Is RSHN currently facing any trademark issues?
No.
What is the status of negotiations for or with a celebrity spokesperson?
You know, I had a great spokesperson for a product that we were going to do. He was a terrific guy. He was all on board. He was an ex-wrestler, very famous. But that product we put on hold for the reasons that I've just described. In time, we may come back to that because I really like it.
Is Jason Jones still affiliated with RSHN?
No.
RSHN had a relationship with lobbyist Jack Berkman in the past. Has the relationship proven fruitful?
Not yet, but we're hopeful with the next stimulus package and with all of the grant applications that are still pending, we're going to be very successful with that. We have a substantial ask of the government. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we'll know a little bit more.
Without really blaming our lobbyists, right now it's really tough, the political climate in D.C. So we're hoping that will move forward, and we're really hoping both sides of the aisle can get together. But in this election cycle, who knows?
Is Rshn involved in the secret RM negotiations involving undisclosed private firm in Atlanta?
You know, we just saw that, and we didn't understand what that meant. But one of the ways to obtain capital is to attract a large firm that will basically be involved with our company on some level, maybe own a little bit more of it than perhaps we'd want, but to put money into the products because they believe in it, etc. So we're not leaving any of the areas to create financing for the products unturned, whether it's the grants, the IPO, private investment, or this kind of investment. We are actually looking to do that.
Actually, Rick, it's one of the management team, one of the folks we're talking about is a consultant that we're talking to about how to help bring the investor community in. And we spoke to this gentleman, and he has no idea where this came from. We're way early in going into the community at this point in time. So how this is out there, when I saw it, I kind of said, wow, whose crystal ball are they looking at? Because it wasn't mine.
All right, well, that concludes our questions for these two gentlemen from our investors. And thank you guys for taking the time to answer our questions.
I would like to say thank you for taking your time to view us, and look forward to future announcements, because we're going to have we hope to have some dynamite products and some things that you all can get excited about. And I got to tell you, because I don't say it very often, it's really my pleasure to hitch my wagon to this star right here. So thank you very much.
Could you repeat that again?
No, I'm not going there again.
Thank you all.
Yeah.